All right, let's take a look at what's happening in the crypto market now. We're still seeing, it's still quiet, in the market, I must say at this time. But let's look at the color. You see it's a green now, even though we see Bitcoin did get to that 46,000 level. But post ETF approval, we've seen some pullbacks at this point, some profit taking, and Ethereum's also, but Ethereum's in red. When we took this numbers earlier there, Solana losing that $100 level, and we see AVAX in the green, and mostly green is the color right now on the screen. Let's look at the top headlines. Right now, we see crypto. There's also a crypto panel at Davos there, and they're talking about how the market, what's going to drive the crypto industry at this point. It's another event there at Davos. It's called World Crypto Forum, and they've been talking about what's going to drive, the crypto industry in 2024. And they say it's not going to be greed, at this point. It's going to be use case. All the use cases for most of these cryptocurrencies are going to have to come out and play in 2024. We also see Ripple, they're delaying their IPO plans at this time. Regulatory issues, they still have that battle with the SEC, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, so they're having to delay that IPO. They did plan it to launch it in sometime in 2024, but now they're putting that on hold for now. Then we see Bitcoin ETFs, they've topped 3x daily volume. That's compared to 500 ETFs that were released in 2023. The volume so far since the Bitcoin spot ETF got approved, that has gone up about 3 times. Let's bring in Samuel Oladipo now, founder, Nirvana Academy Web3 tutors. Great to have you on the show, Samuel.
Hi, Ladi. What's good?
Fantastic. So, we just see that news. Bitcoin ETF, about $10 billion in volume in the first 3 days of trading. That surpassed about 500 ETFs launched in 2023. That's really big. How come we're not seeing the impact on the price of Bitcoin?
Thank you, Ladi. I think in the past 3 days, Bitcoin has had about $9.4 billion in volume. It's actually like staggering. It's huge. It's very huge. But the last time I was here and we talked about these ETFs, I was comparing it to gold. When gold ETFs was approved, it took gold about 6 months before we started having a rally. And then when gold rally started, it went, just up only for about 6 months. Post ETF for Bitcoin, we had Bitcoin at, pre-ETF, we had people speculating about the price, and then price was shooting up from 30K. We broke 35 to 40 to 46, and post ETF, it just tanked. And a lot of people actually think this is not bullish. For gold, we did not have any movement for about 6 months, and for like 4 years after 6 months, it started moving. For me, I believe that this is the exact same pattern that Bitcoin is going to move with. With the kind of volume we are seeing, Bitcoin is literally the volume we have on Bitcoin alone is more than hundreds of ETF put together in this year. So with the kind of volume we are seeing, and if Bitcoin is actually going to follow gold's pattern, we are going to be playing the long-term game here, and Bitcoin is actually going to go. But it's only the patient people that would actually benefit from this.
And talking about, gold and the gold ETF, we know the supply of gold is unlimited, at this point. But Bitcoin, I believe there's only going to be about 21 million Bitcoins
million.
Ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
So looking at that, at some point, it'll be hard to actually get Bitcoin, when most of these Bitcoins are mined. So how do you think this is going to impact, the ETF, the Bitcoin spot ETF?
I don't think we are going to have any, even if Bitcoin stops being mined, it doesn't mean that people wouldn't be able to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin will just stop being mined. And if we're actually going to, bring in demand and supply, there are only going to be 21 million Bitcoin. For gold, supply is infinite. So factoring in demand and supply, eventually we are going to have a supply shock. We have heavy institutions raking in and buying Bitcoin. the top institutions of the world, BlackRock, Michael Saylor, just constantly buying Bitcoin every day. And if we're going to look at, demand and supply, factoring in that, I don't want to be so hyped, but Bitcoin is going to easily break $75,000. In the long run, I can't give a time frame. Bitcoin will easily break $100,000. For people like Michael Saylor, they are playing the long-term game here. And if you're an investor, I think the best time to actually get into Bitcoin is actually now, left to me.
Definitely not financial advice, definitely, because we know how volatile this market is, most of these markets, and always trying to find that right entry and right exit. That can be a problem for investors. Well, thank you so much for coming. It was great having your perspective. Samuel Oladoku, founder of Nirvana Academy, Web3 Tutors. Thank you.
Thank you.